Right, welcome, ladies and gents. This is somewhat old news, I know, and I do apologise, but I've not really had internet, so I've kind of got it sorted now. So I am covering some stories that you may have already seen, but this one, like in fairness, it did sort of fall down by the wayside. It's also to do with Fallout, the series, which I have covered here on the channel before. They've started to lock down cast, and their first announcement's great. Like, I mean, really great. I mean, it's blindingly great, as we can see here from the exposure. But it's really, really good news. Walton Goggins. I love him. Oh, he's a great actor. He has been cast. So let's dive into it, right? This is great. This is a really big get for the Fallout series. Like a huge get. I personally really like Walton Goggins. I think he's a fantastic actor. Superb, in fact. And I know, like, there'll be a lot of people that don't share that. Like, I'm aware. I just think he's great. So I'm really looking forward to this. So this is from Deadline, right? Like I said, you know, it is, you know, it's from the 18th. Like, it's old news. But this is still really, really good stuff. So Walton Goggins is set as the lead in the Fallout TV series from Prime Video. The lead, no less. That's epic news. Yeah, man. So good. Now that is, of course, the adaptation of the best-selling game franchise, which comes from Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy Kilter Films, with Nolan set to direct the premiere. Good news. Really, really good news. Now, the world of Fallout is one where the future envisioned by America in the late 40s explodes upon itself through nuclear war in 2077. The magic of Fallout world is the harshness of the wasteland set against the previous generation's utopian idea of a better world through nuclear energy. Now, details about Goggins' character have not been revealed. However, and this I think is probably quite inspired. Quite inspired. He's believed to be playing a ghoul. And so the ghoul is a lead? A ghoul is the lead. Interesting. Now, I think like a lot of people would have expected them to do what the games do, where they, you know, have a Fallout shelter whatever, and then people come out and they're like, oh wow, okay, here's the world, that sort of thing. But it looks like, I mean, he's cast as the lead, and he's rumoured to be playing a ghoul, which means they're going the other route, i.e. what happened outside in the world. You know, mutated humans from rads, radiation. That's really cool. And look, in fairness, look, you know, no slight on Walton Goggins. He could be a great ghoul. You know, like facially, he could be a great ghoul. So I think this is great casting. I'm so down for this. I'm so down for this. Now, ghouls are obviously mutated humans who experience prolonged radiation exposure amid the Great War. So, Fallout, the TV series, is from Amazon Studios and Kilter Films in association with Bethesda Game Studios and Bethesda Softworks, with executive producers Nolan Joy, Athena Wickman for Kilter Films, Todd Howard for Bethesda Game Studios, and James Altman for Bethesda Softworks. Geneva Robertson directs, and Graham Wagner serve as showrunners on the series, which is slated to begin production this year. Which, in fairness, I didn't think that they would be doing it. I didn't think they would manage to get it done this year. Mainly just because, like, nothing realistically to do with COVID, just because it was announced a little while back. It was actually announced just pre-COVID, if I remember rightly. I remember doing a video on it at the time, and then we heard nothing. And this is kind of one of those times where it's obviously just been long gestating. They've been working hard at it. We had another recent update, which was like, oh, Nolan's going to be directing, cool, epic, and then nothing. And it just didn't seem likely. You know, how are you going to get? I mean, he's not a massive actor, but he also kind of is. He's very recognisable. You see Walton Goggins, you're like, there you go, great. You know, Justified, Predators. He's really good. I'm so happy. I think he's great. I think it's going to be awesome. Really, like, boo you who says I'm not positive. I'm ecstatic at this news. I really am. Again, I know there are people that don't give a shit, but I genuinely care. I think this could be really cool. And I just didn't think that they were going to be able to lock it down in time. You know, 2022 is like, well, we're in it. You know, without a cast, how are you gonna do it? Like, we hadn't seen anything, we hadn't heard anything. How are you gonna get all that done and dusted in time? It just didn't seem likely. But now, again, as it is blindingly bright here, as I can see on the exposure, now we're getting it. I think this is solid stuff. So again, Walton Goggins potentially playing a ghoul. I really like that angle. And I think you know, you could play it similar to the games. You could have it as a ghoul, you know, a human that had come out from the shelter and then had prolonged radiation, but probably not. Oh, I really like this news. It'll be interesting to see the world through a ghoul's eyes. I think as well, like, that's an interesting perspective, one we've not really seen in the games. Little bits here and there where you interact with them and things like that, but not the same. You know, it's just not the same. So I think that could be really quite interesting. I hope, and this is where I play devil's advocate for the negative. I hope this then doesn't turn into some form of like identity politics, i.e., oh, ghouls versus humans. Oh, ghoul. You just know what I mean? I hope it doesn't go that route. That'd be lame and very predictable. Very, very predictable. I have to say it because, again, it's super predictable. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below. Fallout. Walton Goggins. Yes. So good. I don't think there's actually any specific kind of plot details that we get. There's not even like a log line for this at the moment. Yeah, I don't think so. But he's really busy as well. Like, you know, he's been in Justified, The Righteous Gemstones, which is now airing its second season. He's also part of Apple TV's limited series, The Last Days of Ptolemy Grey. Yeah, he's quite busy, actually. I'm surprised that he's able to do this. But again, if they're filming, you know, 2022, maybe late 2022, and then, yeah, bring it out, I guess. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. I love this news. This is epic. Hit subscribe. Turn the bell notifications on to all. Love to have you here more often. I stream, by the way, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 PM UK time. So if you want to hang out with me, hang with H, please do. Anyway, thanks so much, ladies and gents. Hope you have a great day. Take care.